Hi, welcome back to a brand new video of the Targeted Individual Program, Targeted Experience. So, one of the things that they will constantly send me subliminal message about this dude John, right? That my first, my eldest son, his mother, I guess her friend is a police officer, or what have you, or some in law enforcement or something like that. I don't know. But anyway, what have you. But anyhow, the constant that name constantly, whenever that name is being said, they use the police sirens or they'll use the call horn or have you. And Pam, like I said, she had in her address book, she had my other son mother's birthday, right? So on her birthday, in her address book, she had her name there. And I said to her, I said, Pam, have you been in contact with, my other son's mother, Bryce's mother? She was like, no. I said, okay, so why do you have her name in your address book right on her birthday? She like, oh, I just remember. I said, how do you mean? Just you only met her. You never really talked to her. You met her a couple of times, right? You've never, um, you know, but again, as far as I know, never come in contact. But my gut feeling after that was to tell me that they were contacting me. She would have, my eldest, because again, my eldest son mother, she's done this before, where it was somebody that was dating. And like I said, when we were in a relationship, after I found out that she was cheating, right? I had started up another a relationship that I previously had. And how did I know she was cheating? Like I said, when she was pregnant, she came home late one night, face bruised up, and I asked her, I said to her, what happened? I said, what happened? She gave me some story about a cab. She took a cab, and because the cab driver didn't uh, go in the direction she told him to go, she told him to stop the car, and he wouldn't stop the car. She said, "So I wanted to get out." He wouldn't stop the car, so she ended up kicking the window of the car, or something like that, you know, and he assaulted her. Right. So when it was time for her to go to court, I took the day off of work. I said to her, "I'm coming with you." She said, "No, I don't want you to come with me. I'm fine." I said, "No, I'm coming with you because I want to see this person who assaulted you." Literally, this woman literally wanted to physically fight me because I wanted to go to her uh, to court to see who this person was that assaulted her. Okay, and so after that, I didn't trust her at all. Okay, I didn't trust her at all. And I was younger then too. So like I said, certain things when I look back and things, I should have been like, you know what, I should have just left, right? But she was pregnant, and it's about to have a son, so I stayed, right? But there are times even before that, picking up from work on a Saturday, and she getting in the car, and she just smelled like she just had sex. Okay, so but I understand now how certain like women can be very narcissistic. They are the greatest liars, the greatest deceivers. Okay, some I would say not the greatest, but I would say they can be some of the greatest deceivers. Okay, but they are the greatest liars. Okay, they really are. And um, so anyhow, so she right found out that I was seeing my ex again, and her and my ex showed up at my job, and she wanted me to choose. Okay, this is like I'm telling you. But anyway, like I said, end up, uh, you know, said to her, okay, fine, whatever, all right, fine. But I never told her that I knew certain things. Okay. And very, very, she's very conniving, very sneaky. And, it made me realize just how vicious these women are. That's how vicious they are. And again, this is not all women, right? But my experience, and again, I have enough common sense to know that it's just some women. And my experience with some women doesn't shape my narrative and what I think about all women, right? And so, having that, I'm not jaded by my experience with women, okay? Um, because I know even when I was younger, um, coming out of a relationship that I was engaged to, I never really kind of wanted to get back into another serious relationship. So I was just dating, I mean, I did get back into another relationship, but like I said, it didn't really. Um, I didn't really uh, know how to. I would say, express my feelings to that person. But anyhow, so like I said, so the fact that she had that, and the fact that now also because she used to talk about her friend John a lot, right? And so the fact that, you know, she, Pam also has a friend named John, and the fact that she being very in the relationship was being very sneaky, also sleeping around, and so that's why I took a DNA test with my first son. I took a DNA test, said okay, and I probably will take a DNA test on my other son. So I keep on my two youngest, and I keep telling her, I said I'm going to take a DNA test on Ethan and Alyssa. She's like, why you want to do that? They're your kids and they look like you and this and that. I said, listen, I've heard that shit before. Okay, so eventually, I haven't done it yet, and I should have done it a long time ago. But I think something that I need to do, right? And I would suggest any uh, man, whether you're married or you're not married, that you take it that you get a DNA test. Okay, getting a DNA test is not being disrespectful to the mother of your supposed child. Is you making sure, right, that that child is yours, and also it will bring you peace of mind. It will bring you peace of mind because when women get into arguments with you, they will say things, sometimes very hurtful, damaging things to you as a man about your children. I mean, when it comes to your children, they might say, "Well, that's why they're not yours," just to hurt your feelings, right? So you need to do that. But anyway, so like I said, so lately, again, the name John keeps popping up, and they keep using the sirens, and they keep using the call horn, right? And again, trying to give me that belief that this individual is now seeing Pam. Now think about this, right? So you have a police officer, black police officer, who have been stalking me for years, who have been, who knows what this individual has been doing, you know, behind my back to me, who he's hired to come into my life or have such and such, right? And again, I'm just speculating here. I'm gonna just say this. I'm just speculating here. I don't know for sure, but I do know that when I was going to court for child support, all right, after for custody, because I took her to court for custody because she sent my son out of the country for an entire almost 2 months, if I remember, and didn't tell me. And at that time, it that hit me really, really hard because you gotta understand, the majority of the time, even though we both was working, but the majority of the time, my son was with me almost 90% of the time, right? So, on the weekends, she would go do what she, wanted to do, right? I said to myself, you know what? I said, you carrying for 9 months, you know, um, I'm gonna give you a break, right? So on the weekend, and she wanted to go out, what happens to her? I take my son with me. We'll come to Brooklyn. We'll come visit the family, such and such, right? So he was with me mostly all the time. There are times when I have to work on the weekend. I'll take him with me while she again, go hang out with her friends or what have you, right? This is what I used to do. Okay, I mean, I got pictures of him at like 2 years old, sitting on in front of the computer, like he's actually doing work. So that's the type of bond that I have with my son. So for her to to send him away without telling me anything, and so that hit me very hard, and I was depressed. I was going through a lot of anxiety and stuff like that, and it was done on purpose. It was done for a reason. Like I said, when things like this happen, it is not coincidental. It is done on purpose, and it is to cause you, the father or the supposed father, mental anguish. Therefore, they can manipulate you, and they can entrap you, right? And so that, because again, when I had to go to court because I could have went to the police and filed kidnapping charges, right? So I went to the courts, for custody, such and such. And I can like I said, when you, as young men, young black men, we need to be very, very careful and very and understand that there are, when it comes to this system, this white supremacist system, and how they gain the loyalty and the lordship of black women and women in general, is to appease them when it comes to certain things. This is why in family court they will give the child to the mother. She could be a drug addict. The father could be working, better suited to take care of the child. They would not give the child to the father. And the only how they would give the child to the father is it has to be in extreme cases, okay? Because they want that child support money, right? The court gets a fee from putting men being put on child support. So it is important for the court system and using law enforcement to manipulate women, and particularly black women. That's why I say you have these officers who work in the court system, and what do? They use their position, right, to sleep with women, so they can do favors for them. Okay. Because I remember, she said to me after, we came out of a child support case. She was like, she's like, you're very lucky because if I wanted to, I could have gotten more. And I was like, what? But that didn't dawn on me until I was, like I said, until then she had me arrested. Went to talk to her about the nonsense she's doing. I could come on the weekend to call her like this. I'm coming to pick up this weekend, have him ready. She tell me, okay. I get there, and she wouldn't be there. She wouldn't answer her phone. She would not be there. The kind of stuff that I went through. Okay. But again, I realized that it was done on purpose. It was done to make me angry, so that when you get angry, you go to talk to her out of anger, and again, she didn't even open her door, but I was arrested, and then tried to leverage that so I can drop the custody case against her. So understand when I talk about these things, that these people are within the society who are the religious fanatics, who have family that are in law enforcement, and family within certain branches of the military or what have you, security agency. They do shit like this. They do shit like this to unsuspecting people. Okay? You have highly covert, narcissistic females out there who will lie, who will do all sorts of things. Okay? And religion is a tool in which they can always, like I said, get on their knees and pray and ask for forgiveness and think that they can clear their conscience. Okay? That's the false belief system that they have. So they engage in this type of behavior because they know that they can get on their knees and pray and ask for forgiveness and believe that God is forgiving them. Okay? So anyhow, so like I said, so recently again, and I saw about this court officer too that came up to me, with this white woman and other court officer like, leave her alone. I'm like, what are you talking about? I remember him too. I remember exactly what he looked like. Okay? I remember exactly what he looked like. And if it's that individual, then listen, it's going to be a doozy. Let me tell you. Because listen, I've been in this program for what? Over 20 years. And I think what happened is that I've been in this program longer, but what they did is that they used the situation. Right? I'm talking about those within the security agencies. They will use the situation, know what they've done, and they said, okay, we can use the situation to hide what we've done to these individuals. Because my brother was talking at first. Okay? And again, this is in the mid 90s. So, like I said, I'm not about to let them get away with this shit. Never. They will. As long as I have breath in my body, I'm going to expose them. I'm going to keep exposing them. Okay. So, so yeah, so like I said, so when like I said, and they do this, you know, this is how, like I said, how they started associating the color black, right? Like after this person said that to me, all of a sudden, you know, people start wearing, like I just thought, you know, and it was so artificial at the time. But again, that's neurolinguistic programming, right? Power of association, getting somebody to say something or to do something to you, and then using that situation to, you know, condition you, right? Everything is perpetrated, everything is planned. Never forget that, all right? And like I said, as a black man, as a forward, a black, white, Asian, what have you, if you, a woman is having a child for you, you get a DNA test just to give you some peace of mind. Because I remember before I got the DNA test, they were sending me all these subliminal messages, but he's not my son, this and that. And it really caused me to worry a lot. So when I got that DNA test and I got the result back, I don't worry anymore. Even my two youngest right now, I don't worry. But I just to have that paper to say such, you know, because you never know, right? And I love my kids, but you never know. Okay. Anyhow, talk to you guys in the next video.